Ukuta Village was a place where the earth seemed to breathe with the rhythm of age-old spirits. The people rose with the sun, offering prayers to the gods who ruled the rivers, the forests, and the fate of every man. But in all the long history of Ukuta, no child had ever been chosen by the gods until Kelechi. At just 15 seasons, he began waking at night drenched in sweat, recounting dreams of events that had not yet happened. Events that would soon unfold exactly as he described. First, he dreamed of the river spirit sending heavy floods. 2 days later, the waters overflowed. Then he dreamed of a traveler bringing sickness from a distant land. And by the end of the week, a strange fever swept through nearby hamlets. The elders took notice. The entire village watched him with awe. And with that awe came whispers that the gods had marked him for greatness. But where others saw a miracle, Madu saw a threat. Madu and Kelechi had grown up together like twin palm trees from the same root. They shared meals, secrets, laughter, everything. Yet as Kelechi's dreams gained attention, something inside Madu tightened like a clenched fist. He watched the elders invite Kelechi to sit among them. He watched the villagers greet him with newfound respect. Even Madu's own mother began calling Kelechi the Blessed One. Each praise stabbed Madu like a thorn. Asterisk, why him? Why not me? Asterisk, the question ate at him like slow poison. One night, as Kelechi described yet another dream, this one about a coming shadow, Madu's envy reached its peak. He forced a smile, clapped Kelechi's shoulder, and laughed as a good friend should. But deep inside, he made a silent vow. He would not stand in Kelechi's shadow forever. If the gods had denied him power, then he would seek it elsewhere, even if it meant entering the Forbidden Forest. The Forbidden Forest stood at the edge of Ukuta like a living wall, tall, ancient, and breathing with spirits older than memory. Children were warned never to cross its boundary. Hunters only entered in daylight, and even then, they walked softly and prayed with every step. But that night, when the moon curved like a sickle in the sky, Madu walked toward the forest as if drawn by invisible hands. His jealousy had ripened into desperation. If Kelechi's dreams came from the gods, then Madu would seek power from whatever was willing to give it, even if it came from the darkness. The moment he stepped past the last line of village farms, the air grew colder. The trees seemed to lean toward him, their branches rattling like bones. Strange whispers curled through the night breeze, whispers that sounded almost like his name. Madu stopped, heart pounding. But the hunger inside him was stronger than his fear. "I want power," he muttered. "I want what Kelechi has." As if answering him, a faint blue glow flickered deeper in the forest. Madu followed, pushing through vines and roots until he reached a clearing he had never seen before. At the center was a stone altar covered in ancient markings. Mist swirled around it like living smoke, and standing beside it was a figure, tall, elegant, with skin the color of moonlight and hair that floated like underwater shadows. Her eyes glowed green, ancient and unreadable. She smiled without warmth. "I know why you have come," the spirit said, her voice echoing from everywhere and nowhere. "You desire destiny that does not belong to you." Madu swallowed hard but nodded. The spirit stepped closer, her presence both beautiful and terrifying. "Power can be given," she whispered, "but every gift requires a price." Madu did not ask what the price was. He simply said, "I accept." Madu's body trembled as the forest spirit circled him, her hands leaving trails of light in the dark. "Drink," she said, pointing to a small bowl carved from black stone. Inside, a thick liquid shimmered like liquid shadow. "This will awaken the power within you. But remember, the more you take, the more the darkness feeds. Loyalty, friendship, love, all will be tested." Madu hesitated for only a heartbeat. Every glance at the village, at Kelechi's smiling face in his memories, fueled the fire of envy within him. He cupped his hands, drank the liquid, and instantly felt his senses shatter and expand. Pain lanced through his limbs, fire shot through his veins, and visions of destruction swirled around him. He collapsed, clawing at the cold earth, screaming until his throat burned. Then, as suddenly as it began, the pain vanished. When he rose, Madu felt different. His shadow stretched unnaturally, and his eyes glimmered with the strange green light of the forest spirit. He could feel the life in the trees, the pulse of the river, and the fear hidden in every heart of Ukuta Village. Power throbbed inside him, sweet, intoxicating, terrifying, and with it came the first whisper of what he could do. Bend nature, bend people, bend destiny. That night, he returned to the village, walking silently beneath the moon. He passed by Kelechi, who was tending a small fire near the edge of the river, and for a moment their eyes met. Kelechi smiled, unaware of the storm now brewing inside his best friend. Madu forced a smile in return, though his heart was no longer that of the boy Kelechi had known. Somewhere in the shadows of his mind, a small voice asked if he had gone too far, but the thrill of new power silenced it. As Madu lay awake that night, his green glowing eyes reflected the moonlight. The village slept, unaware that the darkness now had a face, one that smiled back at them. The next morning, Ukuta Village awoke to an unease that hung heavy in the air. The river that ran through the village seemed darker, slower, and the wind carried whispers that only children could hear. Kelechi felt it first. His dreams had warned him of a shadow creeping across the land, and now he could feel its touch in the soil, in the breeze, even in the laughter of villagers that sounded hollow. The elders gathered, furrowing their brows as animals behaved strangely, and the crops in certain fields wilted overnight. "This is no ordinary misfortune," muttered Elder Obi. "The forest moves, and it carries malice." Kelechi watched Madu from a distance, trying to read his expression. His best friend laughed and played with other children, yet something about him was off. The subtle green gleam in his eyes was almost imperceptible, but Kelechi could sense it. It gnawed at him like a shadow curling through his chest. His heart tightened. He had not yet realized that Madu's envy had grown into something alive, something dangerous. By evening, the forest spirit's influence became undeniable. Trees that once stood peacefully along the village border twisted unnaturally, their roots gnawing into the ground like claws. Birds refused to roost, and even the villagers' dogs whimpered under the darkening sky. Madu walked calmly among the chaos, unaffected, and even seemed to command it. The whispers followed him, bending around his figure. Kelechi clenched his fists. "Madu," he whispered to the night, "what are you becoming?" But no answer came, only the wind carrying a faint laugh, familiar yet unrecognizable. That night, Kelechi had another vision. A black hand emerging from the forest, wrapping itself around Madu. He woke drenched in sweat, knowing the darkness was no longer in the forest. It was inside the boy he had called his best friend. The village square was quiet that morning, yet the air felt heavy, as if the earth itself held its breath. Kelechi approached Madu cautiously, heart pounding. "Madu, please," he said, voice low but urgent. "I know something has changed. The forest, it has given you power. But this isn't the way." Madu turned slowly, his green glowing eyes meeting Kelechi's. A faint, cruel smile played on his lips. "Power?" he said softly. "Is it power to protect, or power to watch others worship you while you tremble in fear?" Kelechi's stomach tightened. "I only want to help the village. You were my friend. Why are you doing this?" Madu's laugh was cold, echoing across the empty square. "Friend? You were chosen over me. You, the favored one, and the gods left me behind. But the forest, it doesn't choose. It rewards strength." He lifted his hands, and the earth beneath them trembled. Roots snaked through the soil, cracks forming around the villagers' huts. Birds screeched in the trees, and the river churned angrily. Kelechi took a step back, calling upon the guidance of his dreams. He could feel the pulse of life in the village, in every tree, every river bend. He whispered prayers, weaving his energy with the land. "I won't let you destroy what we've always loved," he said, his voice steady despite fear. The energy from his body shimmered faintly, a pale glow against the rising darkness. Madu tilted his head, curiosity mingling with anger. "You dare fight me? We were supposed to be friends," he shouted, and the ground split, sending dust and leaves into the air. Kelechi's heart ached. This was not a battle he wanted. But the village, the forest, and even his best friend's humanity were at stake. "I fight to save you, Madu," Kelechi said, stepping into the circle of shadows, ready to face what was once unthinkable. The sky over Ukuta Village darkened as Kelechi and Madu faced each other. The villagers watched from a distance, fear and disbelief etched on their faces. Trees groaned and bent unnaturally as Madu's dark energy surged outward, black tendrils crawling along the ground, tearing at the earth and shriveling crops. The wind carried whispers of fear, and even the river seemed to retreat from the chaos. Kelechi stood firm, calling upon the lessons of the Dibia, the warnings of his dreams, and the heartbeat of the land itself. He could feel every life in the village, every pulse of energy, converging into him. "Madu, this isn't the path," Kelechi shouted, stepping closer, his hands glowing with the green-white energy of the forest. "You were my brother. We could have faced the future together." Madu laughed, a chilling sound that carried the weight of envy and corruption. "Brother, you were always chosen. The gods didn't see me, but the forest sees everything. And now, I will claim what was denied to me." The two collided in a clash of power. Dark tendrils from Madu twisted around Kelechi's protective light, sparks and shadows fighting for dominance. Villagers screamed as the ground shook, but Kelechi's heart did not waver. He remembered their shared laughter, their childhood dreams, and the bond that once tied them. "I am not your enemy, Madu. Fight the darkness inside you, not me," he cried, pushing his energy forward in a wave of light that met Madu's shadow. For a moment, silence fell. Madu faltered, memories of their friendship piercing the fog of power. The green glow in his eyes wavered. With a trembling scream, the dark energy shattered, dissipating into the night. Madu collapsed, exhausted, tears streaming down his face. Kelechi ran to him, catching him before he fell. "It's over," he whispered. "We can fix this together." By dawn, the village began to heal. Crops turned green again, the river flowed pure, and the wind carried songs instead of whispers. Madu, humbled and repentant, vowed never to let jealousy consume him again. And Kelechi, the child chosen by the gods, realized that even the deepest darkness could be overcome by friendship, love, and courage.